what is the one thing that could use the most improvement?
The thing I'm most proud of, I guess, going back the past 6 years is we had so many problems with our budget and the way that the city was run. We've seen a complete overhaul of City Hall and our services. The city used to, when going through City Hall, they would say, this is what you need to do this here for your business. Now it's, hey, we're here, what can we do to help to make your business thrive? What can we do to make people stay here, wanna live and do business here? So I think the city, yeah, basically being more friendly in general over the past 6 years has been one of the biggest issues. Something that they need, the city needs improvements on, continuing to control our debt. There's a reason why we buckled down on our borrowing. The city used to live on a credit card and pay the minimum payments. Well, we stopped that. We're trying to pay cash for more and get our debt down and our payments more in line with where they should be. Thank you.
And best thing about West Bend, well, it's my hometown, I guess, is the first answer, but it's really a compassionate city. This is one of the best places in the state to bring your special need child or special need adult. Yeah, well, yeah, that does work better. Very, very, very compassionate city. I think one of the things that needs improvement the most is the north side. It's been neglected. It continues to be neglected. I really think there's more we can do with this, with the north end of town. Hope they can do something about that.
So like I said earlier, I think it's really nice that we have that small town feel, but also offer amenities of a bigger city. And if we don't, we're only 45 minutes from Milwaukee, but I think we're in a good location, as we said. Something that could use improvement, I mentioned at the last forum, is the retention of constituents. And my example is my group of high school friends. Out of all 10 of us, I'm the only one left here, which is very concerning, because when you lose constituents, you lose the people here. And that's a big concern to me. And it kind of goes to the last question of how are we supposed to bring them back? You can't change where you're from. Making this more attractive to businesses, I think, will help with that.
All right, one thing that I'm most proud of is West Bend, just as a whole. I chose to come back here for a reason after the military. You can't go around West Bend in the neighborhood and not wave to somebody. I think that is amazing. We have no different than he said. I mean, it's a small town feel, but it's so much more. It's hard to explain to people. You know, I serve with people from all different backgrounds and areas, and trying to explain to them what West Bend is almost impossible because a lot of people can't fathom what we have. You know, we have just constant improvements on what we're doing here. Our schools and stuff, we're working to improve those. Hopefully in the near future we can take some more steps forward in improving those. And it's just, this is West Bend. I think we should all be proud of where we're from and be happy and honored to call it home. Improvement, I would definitely say our budget. I am not a fan of, you know, leaving the next generation with our mistakes, and I think we're really close to being on the verge of that. $60 million, that's, and nowadays, you know, millions are tossed around here and there, but $60 million to us should mean more than it is. We are simply just saying, well, it was at this in 2011. I think we really need to focus on what can it be in 2020? What can we truly do to not have my 13-year-old have to worry about additional taxes, have 4 other people up here talking about, we're going to tax this now, we're going to tax this. So we really need to be responsible, not make a haphazard decision on how we're going to try to get that money back quickly but dangerously. It has to be a responsible and fiscal approach. Thank you.
All right, I call this a lightning round. Your closing statement, 1 minute.
All right, so again, my name is Justin Reichert. I'm a father, I'm a husband. I'm a veteran. I came back here, just like I said in the last part, because it is West Bend. I'm proud to be from here for 27 years of my life. I think it's important that we take that without a grain of salt. No matter what position you're in, as an elected official, you have the responsibility of representing the people in your district, whether it's at any level. And no matter the outcome, I think we can't just leave it after Tuesday and if he wins, me just walk away and say, oh, well, I tried. I think that's completely irresponsible. We need to keep moving forward, win or lose, and improve what we have and work for that. Our big focus is, you know, our roads, the opioid epidemic, public safety, the budget. Those are huge. We need to truly focus on those, not just have, oh, I'm sorry. Forgot we only had a minute.
It's a lightning round.
So just in closing, I said it at the last thing, I'm passionate about my city. If I get elected, I will not take a salary at all.
Thank you. I'd like to thank everyone who came out tonight. Thank you to Common Sense Citizens for putting this forum on. I think it's hugely important that you take the time to educate yourselves on the issues that affect us here in the city of West Bend, including the people that we put up as our elected officials to make at sometimes some hard decisions. We've seen some tremendously positive steps in the last few years, as I talked about tonight, and I'm thankful that you've let me go on that journey. I'm thankful for the endorsements of the entire Common Council, Mayor Sadonikow, and many District 7 business owners and residents. I've met a lot of good people the past 6 years who have taught me to be a good listener and give back to the community. I'm running for re-election because I care about the neighbors in Barton, the rest of District 7, and the entire city as a whole. I ask for your vote on April 3rd because I want to continue to move the city in a positive, conservative direction. Thank you.
Hi, again, my name is Justice Model. Election day is 5 days away, bringing the election season to a close. It's been interesting to say the least. I found support in places I would have never expected, both public and behind closed doors. This tells me change is coming, whether I get elected or not. Very encouraging. I have run a clean campaign, but have been met with my beloved HPVA being called into question by the state, my science being called into question by the city, and even my distant past being called into question by the media. Whomever gets the credit for these actions, they're telling indications of your character. Having said all that, it's been an intriguing couple of months, and I've really learned a lot about my neighborhood and my town. People really are looking for the same things despite some of our petty differences: safety, financial security, and quality of life for themselves and their families. I don't pretend to have all the answers, and I hope that I never do, but I do have common sense, and that is what I intend to bring to the Common Council. I thank you again for this opportunity, and I ask for your vote on April 3rd.
All right, thank you all of CSC for having me and for Bernie for putting this together. So with my fiscal skill set, as well as being a lifelong West Bend resident, I feel that I am an adequate reflection of the constituents of District 3. An alderman is a leadership position, but more importantly, it is a position that shows that you are the collective voice on behalf of your constituents. The decisions I will be making will be the ones that best represent the needs of my district, as well as working with the rest of the Common Council to adequately provide for the needs of our community as a whole. The end goal of serving on the Common Council is to make West Bend a more desirable place to visit and to ultimately reside in, but doing so within our financial means. With that being said, I believe I'm the man for the job, and I look forward to giving back to the community that has nurtured me. Thank you.